Okay, all I need is 5 more aerial kill streaks. This is it! Foliage! Gold! Platinum! Let's go! Damascus! Let's go! Finally! Oh my god!
Enemy UAV overhead.
Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back with another Modern Warfare video, and in this one we're going to be going over some tips and tricks on how to unlock Damascus as fast as we possibly can. But before we get into that, remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new. It really helps the channel out. Make sure you hit that post notification button so you're alerted when we post our next video. But for now, let's get right into the easiest way to unlock Damascus. Before we get into this video, I want to remind you that if you are going to try to unlock Damascus, make sure you're ready to put your skills to the test and make sure you have a lot of patience, because this camo is probably one of the hardest camos to unlock in a Call of Duty that we've ever had. So it's really going to be testing your patience, and you're probably going to want to quit a lot of the times from doing some of the challenges that they have. But I'm here to give you some tips and tricks and what I learned through my journey of unlocking Damascus, so stick around. And now I'm gonna give you some tips, basically some general tips that I discovered that can be used throughout the whole journey. And then I'm also gonna be giving you tips on some like problem weapons such as the melee weapons and the launchers and things like that. So first we're gonna start off with some general tips that I discovered that will really speed up the process. The first tip that I have for you that you should be using all the way through the Damascus camo grind is using your double weapon XP tokens, as well as playing those double weapon XP playlists all the time. So if you do see a double weapon XP, use it on a gun that you haven't unlocked the camo challenges for yet. And as soon as you unlock all the camo challenges for that gun, keep moving on to the next gun and over, so you can make use of double weapon XP as best as you possibly can and make it the most efficient. Now, if you don't have any double weapon XP, you should be playing the small playlists, as those are going to be your best opportunities to level up weapons. You're going to be getting a lot of kills, so the ranks for the weapons are just going to keep racking up quickly. So make sure you play those if you don't have any double weapon XP tokens or playlists available, because that's going to be the fastest way that you can possibly rank up those guns. Also, while you are leveling up guns, remember to do some of the camo challenges that are along the way through the leveling up process, such as like mounted kills or crouch kills or even long shots. And that brings us into another tip. If you are going to do long shots, I'd suggest that you go into hardcore 10v10. I found the most success in hardcore 10v10 for long shots, especially for like 10v10 Arklov Peak. If you go into that field, you can get around like 10 to 15 long shots a game, and that made that process go super fast. So make sure you do that. And by you doing these long shots and these crouch shots and mounted kills simultaneously as you level up the gun, by the time you have leveled up the gun and unlocked all of the challenges for the gun, it should be pretty close to completion. So while you're doing that, to make the camo unlock go as fast as possible, some general tips I have for some of the weapon classes is make sure you do your ARs first. Now, I haven't seen many people recommend this, and the reason I'm recommending this is because they are probably the most tedious weapon class to unlock Damascus for. Some of the camo challenges are like get like 100 long shots or 100 mounted kills, so it just takes forever to do ARs, and there's so many of them. And they also have probably the highest ranks out of all the weapons before you can even do all the challenges. So I would suggest doing ARs first, because they're going to probably take you the longest, aside from maybe launchers. Now, another little tip that I learned while going through my Damascus grind is to put on like a 3x scope or something on your sniper class. And what this is going to do is you're going to take your sniper with the 3x scope and go into like the small level maps like Shipment, Rust, or Shoot House. And this is going to allow you to get a lot more kills, and it's going to make you level up your snipers a lot faster than if you were just using a regular scope on a regular map. So give that a try and see if it expedites the process of leveling up that gun, because that's how I did it and it worked fairly well for me, especially for guns like the Dragunov. Another tip I have for leveling up shotguns and pistols and unlocking all of their camos is by going into Shipment Hardcore and just using all your shotguns and pistols. If you are playing that map, you should just like fly through all the camo challenges and getting them unlocked all the way up to gold. So those should be fairly easy. But now let's talk about the weapons that probably most people are looking for, and that is going to be your melee weapons as well as your launchers. Now some tips I have for the launchers is you're going to want to be doing your launchers all the way through the Damascus grind. Always have that as your secondary as long as you're not working on your knife or your pistols. Always keep using your launchers, and whenever you see a UAV, counter UAV, anything like that, shoot it down. Just stop what you're doing and shoot it down, because those are going to take you the longest and they're going to be probably the most difficult challenge throughout the Damascus grind. Now if you do just want to completely 360 your gameplay and build your classes just around your launchers and completing them, one thing I would suggest is using the spotter perk. Now what the spotter perk is going to do is it's going to highlight anything that the enemies call in red, whether it be ground streaks, score streaks, kill streaks, anything like that. It's going to highlight it in red so you'll be able to see it easily and shoot it down quickly. Another thing I would suggest running for launchers is going to be a field upgrade of the munitions box. Now what the munitions box is going to do is it's going to give you an extra rocket or something. So say if you're using the RPG and you miss your first rocket and you hit the second one but it didn't quite blow up the kill streak, you can just throw that munitions box down real quick, grab another rocket, and hopefully kill that kill streak before it goes away. However, if you do miss the kill streak and you're out of rockets, I would advise you to just kill yourself real quick, spawn in as quickly as possible so you can get more rockets and shoot down kill streaks, because the more you can do as quickly as possible, the faster you're going to get Damascus. Now one thing that did help me get through the launchers fairly quickly is playing Drop Zone. Now Drop Zone isn't in the game at all times, but if you do see Drop Zone, go play it, because there's always counter UAVs, as well as like airstreaks and all that stuff. So it's gonna make shooting down all those kill streaks and requirements for the camos very easy, and usually you'll get like at least 3 or 4, somewhere around there, of each kill streak in each games. So if you can shoot those down, you're gonna be blowing through these camos. Now some challenges that people do tend to struggle with more for their launchers is getting their attacker as well as their defender kills. And what I did and found the easiest way possible for this is playing the small maps like Shipment and Rust and just shooting the launchers at like flags or hard points. So make sure you're playing hard point, domination, or headquarters, and that should make it go fairly quickly. And one of the hardest launchers in this area is going to be the Joker. Now if you do use the Joker, just play one of those 3 game modes. And then another tip for Rust is going to be, a lot of people usually like to go up to that like very top platform. So if you just send a rocket up to that very top 3rd story platform on Rust, it should always keep giving you kills most of the time, because they're not going to be able to dodge it. And if you are playing Shipment, make sure you go to the like back corners of the map and lock on to the other side of the map, kind of like near where all the flags are, where the C or the A flag is. If you're able to lock on to those flags, it should give you usually around like a double kill or something, because most people are going to be trying to capture those flags. So that's where I recommend to do the Joker in, at least. And the same goes for the RPG and all the other launchers. Just keep doing that, keep shooting them on flags and hard points and things like that, and it should give you your attacker and defender kills fairly easily. And last, another weapon class that people tend to struggle with the most is going to be the melee weapons, and this includes the knife as well as the riot shield. So some tips I have for the riot shield is, when you do the riot shield, make sure you're playing like a hardcore mode. Ideally you want to be playing Shipment, because that's going to be the easiest to get those quick melee kills, as well as one of the challenges is to get like go on like a 3 kill streak with the riot shield. So Shipment's probably going to be your best bet to go on a 3 kill streak. I also found that using the tracker perk with the riot shield is going to make going on 3 kill streaks a lot easier, because usually you're trying to scramble and find someone to melee and you usually can't find them in time. But if you have the tracker perk, that's going to help you out a lot, and it'll help you get a lot of 3 kill streaks easily. And that's probably the most difficult challenge for the riot shield. The rest of them should probably come pretty naturally because people are always throwing like C4s or grenades, so you're going to be taking a lot of damage. You'll want to use dead silence so you can get that speed boost and everything. So everything else should come pretty naturally, but that 3 kill streak is probably what most people struggle with the most. Those tips also go with the knife as well. You want to use tracker on the knife so you can track people down and knife them real quick. And I would also recommend for both of these classes is to use smoke, especially if you're on shipment, because it's going to be harder for the enemy to see you if you're just running around through smoke. So make sure you have smokes on and just keep spamming them every time you spawn, and you should be pretty good. But this is probably where most people are going to want to really just quit and never go for this camo again, because doing the riot shield was probably the most miserable thing, even more miserable than the launchers. But anyways guys, those are probably the best tips that I can give you on how to unlock Damascus as quick as possible. Remember to always use your double weapon XP tokens and play those playlists. Make sure you're building classes around what you're trying to accomplish, and make sure to do those ARs because they're probably the most tedious. And always keep doing your launchers all the way through, because at the end you're probably most likely just gonna have launchers left to do, and you're just gonna have to be patient because it's really out of your control on what people call in. If you did enjoy this video and it helped you out, make sure to drop a like, and please remember to subscribe. It really helps us out, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.